Hey guys, it's Andy1 poKenobi here, and today's the Community Day event. It's Bulbasaur Day, and as I was going through, sorting through my Pokemon and getting rid of the ones that I really don't need, I remembered someone made comment on my naming system, and I want to go ahead and share that with y'all because, well, sometimes you don't know things until you actually hear someone say it. Um, and I wanted to give you guys my idea so that you can take a look at it and use it for however you need. So here's my example. This is my Gyarados. I'm gonna make a video where I show you guys all of my 100%, but I was just going through and I got to this one and I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me make the video. So the @ sign is the symbol that I personally use because of how the ASCII code is. If for those of you who don't know what an ASCII code is, it's basically the number in the background that the computer gives to certain characters to associate which one would be shown first. So just an example, I don't remember what the actual number is. For my Suicide Squad, I use a period, and for my perfects, I use the @ sign because the period has a number of 47, and the @ sign has a number of like 53. So when you do the name sorting, the period will be shown first because the number is lower. Okay. Um, Again, those are not the actual numbers, but that's just my example for you. Okay. So when I deal with my Suicide Squad, I want to be able to choose them quickly, and I don't want to throw a perfect Pokemon in a gym all the time. Sometimes I do, but when I'm just throwing Pokemon in, or if I'm setting up my Suicide Squad to attack a gym, I don't want to have to scroll through all my perfects first and then see the Suicide Squad. So this is all about making the Suicide Squad easier in the naming system. Now the rest of the code, or however you want to say it for the names, is a little different. But the first one is for the sorting purposes. So then I'm using Calci IV. You can probably get this done with Pokegenie, but it would require some finesse. So anyway, there's a block. I'll show you the actual system in IV Calci so that we can go through it. But I use a 3 name system for the Pokemon. Don't really need to name it, but I don't know. I like that. Just to be honest, just to like it. There's no pros or cons because if you know the Pokemon, then it doesn't matter. Then I put the actual stats. Now, obviously, if it's a perfect, you don't need to. When I show you my perfects, you'll notice that potentially all of them don't even have the stats because they're perfect. Then the next thing is I show the move types. Okay. Now, I don't personally care about the level. At one point, I was putting the IV percentage so that I can see if something was an 89 or a 90%, but doesn't really matter. If it's got a 15 attack, or I would say 12 up, it's going to probably be on my list of things to really use. And since I'm basically a perfect hunter, I look at the stats enough that I can really tell, okay, this is what I need. But, you can always adjust it according to your needs. One of my gym leaders, he puts an L, he puts the L for the level. He puts, I think, an equal sign if it's not perfect. And then he does some other weird stuff. Like I said, everyone, uses their own systems. So this is just my system so that you can use it and modify it to suit your needs. So this is for evolved Pokemon because Calci IV has two types of naming systems, one for non-evolved and those for the final evolution. So let's see if I can just show you another Pokemon. So let's actually just use my my Magikarps, for example. My Magikarps for Pokemon that are not evolved yet, I would still put the percentage on it. And you notice I also do not put the move type because it doesn't matter what the moves are. But then you can see I haven't renamed them yet, and that's what I'm doing right now, is going through all of my Pokemon and renaming them. That's the biggest reason why I haven't shown you my bonds or my perfects yet, because I want to have it all sorted so I don't have to scroll through my list and find the Pokemon and make that video longer. I just kind of want to make it as short as sweet as possible for you. But so like this Magikarp here, the 170. Okay. It doesn't have the @ symbol at the front because it's not perfect. Then MA, so I use a 2-number naming system for non-evolved Pokemon because then I put their stats, the percentage, and then what the evolved CP is going to be. Okay. Now, for me, I like to know that because if I'm going to pick and choose between Pokemon, I'd like to know, okay, which one is going to be stronger. If I see they are both relatively the same percentage, like if there's an 86 or an 84, okay, well, now, which one am I going to spend less candy on? Which one is going to cause me more Stardust? Which one, then you can take a look and see, okay, well, they have the same percentage, but then, okay, this one has a 14 in attack, but this one has a 13. Or if they even have the same attack, okay, now, which one has a better stat? Do I want a defender? Do I really care about HP or or defense? Or do I want an attacker and, I want them to be able to last longer in a fight with the HP? So that's my system. Let me go ahead and go into Calci IV and show you the blocks. Okay. So in here, go to renaming. Okay. So again, fully evolved. I show IV perfect, name 3, the combinations, and then the fast type first, and then the charge type second. And again, for not fully evolved, I put the IV perfect, two letter naming system, the combinations, the IV percentage, and then like I said, the evolved CP. And the cool thing about IV Calci as well is you can put your own symbols in there for the attack types. And I mean, I like that. You don't need to do it. You can just use letters. That's what I was doing before I even used Calci IV. I was putting things like B for, not bubble, W for water, I for ice, things like that. But, I'm not going to lie, little pictures help. So these are some of the defaults for Calci IV, and it will change depending on your device and whether or not it can read certain symbols. So like flying. On one device, the plane will show. On other devices, it doesn't. Because if you look, you will see, in some of my videos, you'll see there are some Pokemon that will have a cloud for a flying attack move, but then there are others that have the plane. And it depends on the device I'm using to play the game. And most people wouldn't have that issue, but that's one that I encountered. Example for like poison. One of my devices, I can use the skull. or the radioactive symbols. But on this one, it doesn't work. So I have to use the capital P for poison. And it's just something I do. The same thing for ghost. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Today, like you said again, is a community day, and get out there, have some fun. Make sure you bundle up. Go get those Bulbasaurs, and hey, remember it's 3 times the catch XP. So catch as many as you can. Make sure you get get your eggs on, get your star pieces and everything. The community day box is actually not too bad if you don't have some of those things already. I was in a conversation with some members on my Discord, and they made a good point. I have a bunch of eggs left over from the last box. And, for me, so that's not really the greatest thing. And I kind of want to defend Niantic a little bit, because I think the Community Day box is a great idea, because it has everything inside the box that you're going to need to maximize your fun and your time on Community Day. Because those items are things that I thought and personally was going to purchase, like the incense. Because during the event, when you incense up, you get even more Bulbasars, or the Community Day Pokemon, I should say. Sorry. And that's very helpful in obtaining whatever goals you may have for that day. I know my team, we're doing the XP challenge and an AR challenge, to get the greatest pictures and the most XP. And it's like, why not? And then, Stardust, since we're in double Stardust right now, the star pieces, you use your star piece. So all those things are awesome. And they also give you Ultra Balls to make sure, hey, this Bulbasaur is the strongest. Let's make sure we catch it on the first try so we can go get the rest of them and maximize the amount that we get, because it's a 3-hour window. You want to do everything as efficiently as possible. And don't forget to set timers or whatever, or don't forget that at 4:30, you want to start looking through and evolve any of your Bulbasars so that you can get the special move. Okay? All right. I hope this video isn't too long, and talk to you later. This was once again Obi-Wan, Andy Wan poKenobi, Instinct out.